Well, hey, good morning and welcome. We were having a bit too much fun there, weren't we now, Mary?
We were trying to literally catch our breath. Like, whoever pairs Mazino and I together.
I'm sorry.
What do you guys think of when you do that?
I don't know.
Mazino.
Yeah. I know, right? You're welcome. It's Wonder Woman's Wednesday edition here for Wake Up Nigeria. Wonder Woman's Wednesday. I said that intentionally because the women just couldn't do without me, and so I decided to appear today flashingly green just to try and upstage them. And I'm in luck because you'll find out very soon that I'm the brightest one around.
Well, I'm bright enough, I dare say. So what are you talking about? Oh,
it's good to have you guys here for our Wednesday edition, and of course you guys know we have so much dialed in for the show today. If you're just, well, tuning in, you haven't missed anything because we're only just starting, and you are welcome.
Indeed. Welcome to the show. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning. It might not be Wonder Woman Wednesday. However, we're happy to have Mazino with us today. We'll try to femalize him.
That's never going to happen.
With that.
In any
but
case.
It's all good. I know MM is somewhere around.
Yeah, we'll get to talk to her in just about a bit. Well, welcome. My name, as you know, is Mazino Appeal.
And my name is Mary Bashwa Alimi. Now, you can stream the show live on Facebook via TVC Connect or via tvcentertainment.tv.
Yeah.
Okay?
And also, you want to remember that you can watch us live from anywhere that you might be. All you need to do is make sure that you have the app on your phones, and you can download that if you use an iOS phone or simple, it's a Google Play Store.
Now, of course, we implore you to follow us across all our social media platforms, okay? That's at TVC Connect. And always use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TV.
Now let's let you guys know what the ladies have in store for you for a Wednesday edition. We begin.
Talk about tinsel. You're reminded that so many artists
have passed through it.
It's almost like a rebirth or a journey you have to go.
I think it's an institution you have to pass through.
Yeah, there was a joke someone made on Twitter over the weekend about tinsel. So the person said, how can you wear a ring for 10 years? Are you in tinsel? Did you start tinsel or something?
Get it.
Yeah, it was a really funny joke.
One thing I find about tinsel is the fact that it's always so pristine and perfect. You know, the sets and everything. I'd like a little bit of imperfection in it sometimes. You know, there's sometimes. It is attribute to your good work, let's just say. But grand to have you ladies here. Grand to be in your presence. Thank you for inviting me for
You're
Wednesday
welcome. Now you're being polite about
this
it.
This gender inclusiveness thing is very, very nice. Let's keep it going.
It's a gift.
Yeah, yeah. Funny thing is, I wanted to ask you ladies this question yesterday. Something went a buzz on Instagram, I think. Was it Instagram? Something about an actress and her son being very, thank you very much. Something about her and her son, interaction between her and her son. How far can you let children go when it comes to physical interactions, is the question. And she said that her son was always touching her bum. And people started talking about how indecent it is, how inappropriate it is. But I'm like, it's just an innocent act. Babies do that. Kids do that, at least up until a certain age. And we had that conversation in the office as well. Don't know if you were there when we were talking about it. It was fiery.
Yeah, so now the question is, at what age should you allow your child to have that much access to you in that manner or in that regard? So I think that's where the conversation should go, because he's 8 years old, and that's why, it got a major backlash. Like, he's a boy.
An age limit for certain things. Like, especially when it comes to interacting with your mom. I feel, yes, that's a bit an intimate thing to do. However, to an extent, it's his mom. The problem is probably, like, I don't know. I just feel like at the moment, I might change my mind later, but to me right now, it's much ado over nothing.
I agree with you.
It's more of why did she post it?
Exactly. There was nothing.
Why did that happen? Because children always.
Well, I'm not sure it's 8 yet, but I think he's close. Yeah. Anyway, it got a backlash. So yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So let's do the weather, shall we? And then we get on with the rest of the show. Welcome. It's Wake Up Nigeria, Wonder Women's edition.
It's a lovely Wednesday morning. Thank you so much for joining us here on the news on Wake Up Nigeria. I am Kelly Egiga. Now, the rising insecurity in the country has continued to generate concerns. Over the weekend, more than 100 persons were killed in an attack on Plateau communities, and this is just one of the many attacks experienced in many parts of the country. This time, at least 23 persons have been killed. Suspected herders invaded Mbadwem and Toju communities in Taraka local government area of Benue State. The Chief Press Secretary to the governor of that state, Nathaniel Ikiu, confirmed that about 8 persons were killed in that area, while 15 others died in Toju. The statement also confirmed that several others were injured and have been taken to a hospital for treatment. Governor Samuel Otom condemned the killings, calling on the security agencies to do more in crime prevention and protect the lives and properties of the people in Benue State. Away from security stories, the federal government has declared Friday and Monday as public holidays in commemoration of Easter celebrations. The Minister of Interior, Rav Aregbesola, announced the holiday on behalf of the federal government. In a statement signed by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Schweib Belgori, explains that the federal government urged Christians to emulate the attributes of sacrifice, togetherness, forgiveness, kindness, love, peace and patience, which were the attributes and practices of Jesus Christ as exemplified by his ministry here on earth. The minister also called on Christians and all Nigerians alike to use the occasion of this year's Easter celebration to pray for an end to all security challenges bedeviling every part of the country. Now let's take you outside Nigeria, where several persons have been shot in a subway station in New York's Brooklyn. Authorities in New York City now say a gunman shot multiple persons, leaving wounded, commuters and bleeding on the Brooklyn platform as others ran screaming. We have details in this report.
Several people have been injured in a shooting during the morning rush hour at a New York City subway station. The unidentified attacker detonated a smoke bomb and opened fire at Brooklyn's 36th Street station. Officials are appealing for information about the gunman, who has fled the scene and is still at large. Police commissioner in New York said there were no life-threatening injuries. The shooter has not been identified, but describes the shooter as a black male, about 5 feet and 5 inches tall, with a heavy build.
I want to begin by assuring the public that there are currently no known explosive devices on our subway trains, and this is not being investigated as an act of terrorism at this time. We can also report that although this was a violent incident, reportedly we have no one with life-threatening injuries as a result of this case. This investigation is only hours old, so please note this information is subject to change.
According to the police, 5 people are in critical but stable condition. Officers are still working to establish a motive for the attack. Reacting to the incident, the mayor of New York says investigators believe it was a coordinated attack, but the motive remains unclear.
To today's incident, as of now, we have not found any live explosive devices, but the suspect in today's attack detonated smoke bombs to cause havoc. We would not allow New Yorkers to be terrorized, even by a single individual. NYPD is searching for the suspect at large, and we will find him.
So far, the search for the suspect continues. The shooting has caused numerous disruptions to the subway system in New York.
Welcome back. You're still on to Wake Up Nigeria. It's time for us to go through the front pages of the newspaper, and we'll be starting with the Vanguard this morning. Making the headlines here, Plate 2 massacre. Bandits shot beheaded victims in their homes, says survivors. And they say they were attacked through land donated for ranching. They are asking the government, to resettle them, having lost their houses. And as Senators Dimka Daoud beg federal government to help survivors with relief materials. And finally, don't spare or forgive perpetrators. Buhari wants security agencies resign. Nigerians have shed enough blood. Northern elders tell Buhari. You can find more of that story on page 8 of the Vanguard newspaper. We move on to the Nigerian Tribune. Making the headlines here on insecurity. Again, Northern Elders Forum asks Buhari to resign. Kaduna train attack, terrorists asking outrageous ransom from victims' families, says government, and perpetrators of Plate 2 killings must not be spared, says Buhari, and Nigeria bleeding over banditry, terrorism due to lack of education, says ASU. And that's all we can take on the Nigerian Tribune. We move on to The Nation. Making the headlines here, let's see. More appointees resign in states over Electoral Act. Governors enforce Section 8412 in Ondo, Kwara, Plateau, Akwa Ibom, others. And at the top here we have Adamu Kyari quits Senate, and federal government declares April 15 and 18 walk free. And that's all we can take on the front pages of the newspaper. Let's do some fitness, shall we?
Welcome. It's time for What's Up and About, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
All right, so I'll just let you ladies do the championing because I am a guest here today.
What are you feeling like?
A guest.
Okay, be the guest. Be my guest, literally. Okay, so...
To be honest, I actually can't get over the way these colors look on TV.
Is the camera on me?
It looks really beautiful.
Oh, gosh.
Thank you very
I'm
much.
definitely going to do this.
Please,
Maybe
I have to
next
frame
week.
this moment and hang it on the
Yeah, because not every time you get the sort of compliment
MM
from
has never
right?
complimented
I
me in
know.
her entire life. This is a moment in history that we must remember. Please, can this go on our
Please,
show?
can it be
No, but we all know
archived?
that
You need
MM
to
must get all
archive
the
this moment.
compliments.
Yes.
Yeah,
she doesn't
everybody
give.
but she gives.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay, can we talk about what is up
Please,
and about?
let's.
Thank you so much. Okay, so you know how many people have been dealing with several issues? Like recently, we've been having issues of like the Osinachi lady,
Yeah.
and then we have on the other hand we have
Tonto
thoughts
Dike.
about what is happening with the comedians' children amidst all this drama.
Okay.
And then we have the actress who is also in the eye of the storm over drumming on a, you know, private, not behind rather. And then it has so many people talking about parenting and how children are being raised now.
Yeah, and perhaps how it's changed from when our parents raised us to how we're raising our kids.
Yeah, so someone posted, I'm just going to be very quick about the tweet. The person basically was talking about the fact that the way our father responded to our daughter saying, be quiet, is different from how he would have responded in a time. So it's something that we just wanted to talk about this morning, like how parenting has really evolved. And has it really evolved?
Has it evolved for the better is the question. Is it better now? Are we more aware of the needs, mental needs of our kids, or are we spoiling them? Because when you talked about that this morning, I said to myself, my daughter does have instances where she asks me to, Daddy, be quiet, or Daddy, you're silly, or stuff like that. And we just laugh about it. We're okay with it. You know, I think that it's just it's a better way of expression for them because it doesn't alienate them from you, put this gap of authority that you can't talk to Daddy like that. It allows them to be more expressive, especially in their younger years. When they hit those teen years, I'm imagining that that is going to be very, very useful because they'll be more expressive toward you. They'll be able to tell you stuff that you couldn't tell your parents. I mean, my parents, Mommy, Daddy, I love you. But it was quite a bit of time before I realized what the birds and the bees were. In fact, when I realized, I was very, very stunned. I was like, oh my goodness, is this how it happens?
Yeah, I believe
You know.
I believe that communication is very key between a parent and their children.
Leaving it open,
yes,
accessible.
Yes, because if you create that distance between you and the kids, you know, finding time for other things that become a priority, then your children will. It definitely exposes your kids to other things, other people, and influences. Now you have the social media that has largely influenced our way of life. You'll see a lot of children on social media. There's no control. There's no monitoring. You know, all of this. There's no one, you know, checkmating, you know, some of the activities that they're doing on social media. And the media actually also, there's social media, and there's the media. So social media has also sort of morphed our values and
then there's
tradition
Very
in these
true.
times. You get. So we now see parenting in a certain way, which is different from the way that our parents, you know.
How is parenting now?
trained
What
us.
do you do? What do you?
And then let's not also forget, sorry.
Yeah, sure.
I'm coming to now the media. So the media is now paying more attention to some of those issues that we had as children. Now that we're adults, we are now we are more empowered. We are now empowered by that information, and that is why, you know, we are now, you know, able to influence our kids differently. We are now working on communicating with our kids more. We're now working on, you know, creating that balance, basically.
So my question is, degradation of values. Our parents, did they do it right? Because most of us turned out okay, and we have these.
Most?
Well, they turn out.
Some people say that there are many of them living with trauma.
No, but I'm going there. So we turn out okay in the public eye, but then I will tell you that many of us are still living with trauma, just as you have said. I told you a fact that I just realized lately about myself and growing up, and the fact that I actually self-harmed. I did not know that that was what I was doing. It only just occurred to me recently that that was what was happening, and that this was because of certain, fractures I had in my mind regarding my personality and how it's, subdued in this way or that way and stuff like that. So that's what I'm trying to get out now regarding how whether it's working well for this generation, will it work well for the next generation, and how is it going to change when it's their turn to be parents?
So the thing is, parenting is a very funny thing. Sometimes you think you're ticking all the right boxes, but as a matter of fact, you're ticking all the X's, not even like ticking it right. So I'll just say this, it's a unique thing for every person. You know the kind of child you have, try as much as possible to fashion your parenting according to each child. It's just like teaching. You need to fashion your teaching methods according to each child. What works for many children might not work for most children, and what works for most might not work for many. So you know exactly the kind of children you have, the kind of pupils you have, as the case may be. So I think that's what, for me, that's what parenting is.
Yeah, then, and I also feel like that mix and match, that, putting, using a bit of what your parents taught you and a bit of, this new generation parenting is about. And then you like mix it. Like yesterday, Elsie was sitting anyhow in public. I said, will you sit down properly? That's my mother right there.
So the one I learned from my mother, and it's still working today, is this. Look at my eyes.
It works.
Like,
it does work.
The moment I do that, Mommy, sorry. I didn't say anything now in public.
It's all good.
So, yeah.
What do you do with your kids? How do you raise them? Well, it might be your prerogative how you choose to, but, well, let's consider how, different facets might affect them when they grow up, especially. Thank you very much. Do stay tuned. We got more Inside Work in Nigeria. It's Wonder Woman's Wednesday!
I love it whenever you're on the show, darling.
Same here.
How are you?
Very well.
Good, good? Business is good?
Very good.
You're thriving as an entrepreneur? All right, darlings, this morning we are making porridge beans with fried plantains. Ooh, how do you like your beans? I'm not exactly sure how I like my beans. Now, Blossom, let's talk about the ingredients for our meal this morning.
Okay, so for the porridge beans, we're having our beans. This is honey beans. Your preference?
Yeah, what's the name in Yoruba? Because it's very important. Oloyin.
Okay.
Oloyin. Okay.
Call it. I got that. So this is our beans, our star ingredient for today. We have our scotch bonnet and tarudo. We have crayfish. Let me just run through. We have crayfish and onions, some tamarind pepper, some seasoning cubes and mashed, and then vegetable oil and salt. That's for the porridge.
That's palm oil.
I'm sorry, palm oil and salt.
Yeah.
So that's for the porridge beans. So for the plantains, we have our plantain already chopped.
Okay.
Then our vegetable oil fry. Then we have our turkey for garnish.
Okay. So our turkey, are we frying it? Are
Yes,
we
frying
cooking it? Okay. All right, great.
Can you fry or grill?
Great. Okay, now let's talk about the process for our beans. How are we making these beans? And why does it have to be honey beans? Can't we just use any kind of beans?
Okay, two things. Honey beans is it's sweeter than the regular drum, like the regular beans.
Okay.
Yes, and it cooks faster.
Oh, it does?
It gets soft faster than every other beans you have out there.
And then is it the sweetest? Especially?
The sweetest so far.
Okay, all right. So I'll go with what Blossom says. So when next you go to the market to buy your beans, ask for honey beans. Oloyin.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So on your screen in a minute or in a second are the ingredients, people. Just in case you missed out on it earlier on, we have our salt, onions, palm oil, plantains, crayfish, honey beans, scotch bonnet, and seasoning cubes. Now let's get cooking.
So I'm going
Blossom.
to say quickly, for the turkey, you might want to have chicken as well. It does two things. For garnish, and also you need it, the broth.
The flavor.
You
flavor from the broth.
Yes,
Okay.
you need it for, it's just your preference though. Some persons don't really mind, but I like to use it.
Okay, so let me let you all know now that this sort of beans is sort of bougie. You know what bougie means? I don't know, look it up. This is
Premium.
Bougie. Yeah, it's premium. This is a latest kind of beans because the beans that I know, you eat it with panla in it. You just you know, put the panla in it, and then you now dice little chunks of pomo inside, and you like put it in, and then as you're eating the beans, you're eating everything in it, and then you can also have your beans with agege bread.
No,
I just
the
bought
very soft one, freshly baked.
I just bought some ogi. Like I just bought like 1 pint of ogi, like pap.
You made
with
okay,
good
what?
ginger in it, so I always enjoy my beans with pap. Yes, I do.
Fantastic.
So let's start cooking. We're heating up our pan right now, right?
Yes. So first thing that we'll go into is the turkey. Remember, we need our broth for the porridge. So we'll have our turkey. We'll just parboil
we're
with
going to
some
season our turkey
yes,
first. Okay.
Yes. So we'll get we'll add in some onions. We'll chop some onions into that. So
you are yet to tell me where these onions came from. It's been making me teary.
I don't buy fake things in the market.
Nicely said.
If you don't care about me,
My
it's not good. Champion.
Customer. I don't like
So
it.
when your onions makes it teary,
I know it actually has. I mean, all morning. But hey, so let's get along with it.
So we have our turkey in the pan.
Okay. What do you need? I'm your sous chef. Just tell me what you need.
Knife.
Knife, okay. So we're going to chop up those onions and then put them in the pot, right?
Then you just season your turkey. So we're putting in our
seasoning cubes, okay.
Cubes, mashed.
So you guys note that there is no water in the pan because we want all of that
juice first.
All right, great. So while we're working our turkey, getting it seasoned, we have to move over to the couch with Mary for some interesting discussion.
How do you move over to someone who is just thinking of the turkeys you just mentioned? Like, yes, focus. All right, it's time for us to talk relationships, not the ones in Turkey, but the ones right here in the studio. I couldn't resist talking about Turkey. Yes, I just mentioned it again. And it'll be with Ariel Lawrence. Now, she is a highly efficient people and systems organizer, solving complex problems that deliver personal and organizational bliss. She's here to talk about the extroverted and introverted ones in relationships, right? Yeah, so of course, still looking at personality management. How are you doing today?
I'm well, thank you, Mary.
Yeah, I actually like the fact that we're not focusing too much on just relationships, but even on your general relationships, like not just romantic relationships. Okay, so last week it was more of a general talk on personality management. So this week we're really going to focus on the extroverted ones and the introverted ones. So let's start with the extroverts.
Okay, thank you so much, Mary. We have 4 personalities, like I mentioned last week, and we have the intimidating Oma, we have the dependable trucks, we have the systematic Fords, and we have the creative convertibles. And these 4 personalities, we can actually divide them into the introverted and the extroverted. So under the extroverted, we have the intimidating Oma and the creative convertible. So the intimidating Homer can be likened to the ones we know as the cholerics. So they are the ones that are blunt, they are the ones that are driven. If they're not careful, you can see them as slave drivers, you know. They want to get whatever they want to get done and want to get it done now, fast. So those are the intimidating Homers. Then we have the creative convertibles. So these ones, like the name of the car is, you know, they are the flashy ones. When they get into a room, you know, they are here. They love bright colors, you know. Everything about them is shining.
I already have someone in mind. She's right here.
Everything about them is shining. So those are the creative convertibles. And at times, you know, they can give so many people appointments, and when the time comes, they are the ones that will not show up. And you're wondering, you know, they just love life. They love fun. They just...
Oh, did I say that out loud? Okay,
yes, you did. Just a little bit. You know, they just love life. They love fun, and that's them, the creative convertible. Then for the introverted personalities, we have the dependable truck. These are a little bit laid back. Okay. They just want things taken easy. If you don't push them, they don't get things done. They are good, they are slow and steady, you know, but they need a little bit of push, you know, to get the best out of them. Then we have the systematic Ford. I happen to be one of them. They are the prim and proper, the Madam Due process. Let's just get this done in this particular way. If they keep their cup somewhere, just don't move it. And if you move it, just make sure you return it back to where you pick it from. So they are the ones that just, you know, they love systems, they love routine. So if you put them on a particular routine, you can be sure that they will definitely thrive. So these are, you know, the basic tendencies in the personality.
But isn't it possible to have all four?
That's what I actually wanted to say.
Because I've been struggling to put myself somewhere.
We have a blend, but one thing will definitely stand out. And usually it's easy to get this when you take assessments. Don't just, you know, think on the top of your head, oh, yes, I think. When you take assessments, you are able to say, okay, exactly, this is where I fall into. And there are times you find people even with pseudo-personalities. You're wondering why. How can someone who is extroverted still have some introverted, you know, tendencies and is so close? Most of the time, there is something they're dealing with. Is either they're trying to mask something, you know, they're not really coming out to show their true self. And with people like that, you can help them by taking them through what we call the personal evolution therapy.
Am I trying to mask something?
You might need to take the assessment. We call it Oyela.
You take it what, Oyela?
We call it Oyela.
Are you serious?
Yes.
It even has to be like a babalawo or something. Oyela.
You know, so that you can really know who you are and be able to get the best out of your life. Yes.
Okay. All right. So we've talked about this personality parts, but I'm just wondering, when we talk about someone being extroverted and we talk about someone being introverted, I look at somebody, maybe after 2-3 minutes with them, how can I group them or put them in a particular box?
Well, most of the time, you can't hide who you are. So, when you meet some people, it just shows. You know, they come into the room, they're greeting everybody. Hi, hello, how are you? How are you doing? So with that, you can actually say, this person is extroverted. But as much as possible, I tell people that there are times people put up a front. That may not be them in reality. They just found themselves in that space and they say, well, you know what, let me just play the part. And you know, they just do that. But for you to be clear and to be correct to a reasonable extent, it's always good to take the assessment. That way, you know, you're sure that this is who this person is, and it's not just playing this part at this point in time. But yeah, there are people who come into a room and they're just quiet and just seated, and you think they're quiet, but
and
really,
then 5 minutes later, life of the party. See?
So one really needs
now
to be able to do
let's
that.
narrow it down to relationships. Okay. So how can this influence relationships? Be you extroverted or introverted? Let's start with extroverted and then you talk about introverted.
Okay, so if you happen to be an extroverted individual, definitely when you're in a relationship, maybe with an introverted person, most of the time you'll be the person sort of driving. But I tell people that even if you're different, you've got to become a kind. Try to, you know, support each other. Try to work together as a team. You know this person's strength. You know this person's weaknesses. He or she knows your strength, knows your weaknesses. So the two of you can, you know, synergize and ensure that you work together as a team. So it doesn't matter whether you're extroverted or you're introverted, or you're both extroverted or you're both introverted. The bottom line in any relationship is, are we seeking to understand each other so that we can get the best out of the relationship?
Amazing. Like, I've learned a lot today, especially about the personality that has a tendency for using and dumping. It's easy to make out from the explanation you made, but it's all good though. Thank you so much for being on the show today, Ariel Lawrence. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For you to really catch up on everything we've discussed, you need to check out this conversation via our YouTube channel. It's an expose. That's the best thing to call it. We'll take this break, and of course, we'll be right back. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. Stay with us.
You are welcome for a Wednesday here, and of course Wednesdays are very special days, and that's why we have a representative from Lush Hair here with us. You are welcome. Good to have you here with us in the studio.
Thank you very much.
First off, I'm not used to having you as guests because I don't know, but I do see that there's inclusion nowadays with men also being, well, using the products from Lush Hair, and I find that very inclusive, very interesting. Are you wearing Lush Hair right now?
Yes, this is Lush Hair.
You sure?
Yes. In fact, one of the newly launched colors.
Oh,
we'll get to that.
great. What's the color called? Do you know?
Color 12.
Color 12.
Yeah.
That's what it's called, guys. Color 12, everybody.
Lush Hair color 12.
That's good.
Yeah.
It looks good on you. Very nice.
Thank you.
Let's talk about Lush Hair and all their endeavors. In fact, I hear that Lush Hair is going to be very involved in the Delta State Music Fashion Comedy Show. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Okay, so the Delta Comedy Music and Fashion Show is an avenue for people to come showcase their skills, their talents, yeah, even in the fashion industry as well. So we as a brand are using this medium to reach out to as many. And besides, it's going to be the biggest in Delta State, Asaba. Yeah, so we as a brand are using this medium to reach out to as many as we can. Yeah.
Okay. So when is this happening? Where? Well, you already said it's happening in Asaba.
Yeah, it's happening in Asaba. It's happening on the 15th of this month, the 15th of April, 2022, in Asaba Dome Event Centers, Asaba.
All right. So I know it's music, comedy, and fashion.
Yeah.
What else should we be expecting? What's the atmosphere going to be like?
So there are a lot of expectation, yeah. So as our promise to our fans, so we promise to give our fans beauty at its peak, yeah. So we're going to be showcasing a lot of styles. So when we talk about skills, when we talk about fashion, so we're really going to be showcasing that with Lush Hair. So we are telling our fans to look out for amazing showcase of hairstyle. So we're going to be communicating to our fans through hairstyles.
All right, so for me, now, one thing I know about Lush Hair is that it's a product that people have been engaging with, especially in the past couple of years now. Everybody's, well, when they talk about hair, they talk about Lush. Now, going into a more interactive forum with people is something I see that's new for them. I also see that this is going to include a lot of people. Everybody uses Lush Hair now, whether you're a man or a woman. Kids especially daughters. My daughter is a very, very big fan of extensions. I don't know why, but recently she's really, you know, she wants her mother to always do that for her. Now, so venturing into entertainment and using that to bring people together, noting that it's going to be a forum for people to also enjoy all the, what's it called? They're expecting to also get plenty of the products or see how it's also used at the fair as well. Is it a fair or just a concert?
It's an expo.
An expo, good, brand. So they're expecting to. Are they going to be expecting to see how they can, you know, utilize the products, what more they could do with it, and all of that? Okay,
so like I said earlier, we're actually going to be using these different styles to communicate. Communicate. Exactly. So, so you get to know, you get to see different hairstyles you can make with a particular type of Lush Hair. So it's not like just the regular thing you see every day. Probably, okay, you're using your braid for this style. So you can get to see and know that you can as well use for other things as well, different styles that suits your person.
So I'm a guy and I'm coming over. What should I find? What would I find for me as a guy?
Well, I would say that, so for you now, I don't know, you don't...
It's an afro.
So, well, you might actually then get to see a style that will intrigue you, catch your attention, then you decide not to just go on afro alone.
So here's the thing for me. I've always wanted to go dread. I've never had the opportunity. The many times I've tried, then I've gotten engaged in endeavors or organizations that won't allow me to. However, I've always said to myself, if I could just unpin it and pin it every single time I need it. Is it possible to do that with any of the different products from Lush Hair as a guy?
Okay, well, currently, I won't say that there's a type of hair where you just pin and unpin, yeah? But you can fix in, like via crochet. So we have our serene locks. We have the Lush Hair serene lock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which can suit you for the dread you talked about.
Well, okay, did you bring it with you?
No, I didn't.
Why didn't you bring it with me? Next time you're coming, please bring it so I can at least, maybe I'll submit myself as a demo doll or whatever. I don't know what you guys call
mannequin.
It. As a mannequin to be, you know, experiment on me. So what else should we be expecting from this expo that's happening in Delta State, Asaba?
Okay, so like I said earlier, a lot
Let's
of
not
fun.
forget the music, by the way. That's one thing that actually attracted me when I saw it.
Oh, Lush hair, Lush hair.
No, I mean the music for the concert and everybody
okay,
who's perhaps coming to.
Yeah, definitely entertainment, fun. Like if you're not there, you're missing out. Definitely. If you're not there, you're wrong now. Like.
I can imagine.
Yeah, so be there to catch as much fun as you can to get to resonate properly with your brand, get to know more about the brand, like the brand you love so much, you really want to keep patronizing.
Why Asaba? Why not Lagos? Everybody here wants to see that happen as well. Are we looking forward to having that happen here in Lagos?
Well,
because I'm on duty on that day. I don't know if I can make it.
Currently, I can't see, but then we're as well using this medium to, you know, how do I put it?
Are we going to have an opportunity to see, perhaps maybe over social media or some sort of
didn't get that.
transmission? Can we see what's happening all the way here from Lagos in Asaba?
Definitely, yeah. Online.
Online, exactly.
Yes, definitely, yes. You can stream online and then view the activity online.
Wow. Well, Fumi Taiwo, it is fantastic having you here from Lush Hair.
Thank you so much.
I don't know if there's anything that we missed out about the concert or about the expo that you want to mention real quick before we go.
Nothing really. Yeah, but I'd like to talk about some other things about Lush Hair. So what we have for our fans. Yeah, so would like to say to our fans, like I mentioned earlier, so now we have 4 additional colors. Yeah, in addition to the existing ones we have. So we have the Lush Hair color 12.
Color 12, guys.
Exactly what I'm
12,
wearing.
guys.
Yeah, so look out for this in the market. So we as well have the teal green. I'm sure a lot of ladies really want to look colorful with that color because it's really
catchy. I bet.
So then we have Lush Hair color 102. We have Lush Hair metallic blue. So they are newly launched into the market. So we would say to our fans that they should look out for these colors.
And of course, they will all be exhibited at the expo as well.
Definitely, yes, definitely. Yes, so I would like to say that we'll be owning the runway fashion show at the AMVCA.
Oh, nice.
So we would say to our fans to as well look out for that too. And we'll also be a part of the Air This, the 15th edition, the Air This.
What else are you guys not doing? Because it's like you guys want to be everywhere.
Yeah,
That's
because
fantastic.
we really want to keep engaging our fans. We really want to keep them in touch.
Top of mind.
No dull moment at all.
Exactly.
Lush Hair, no dull moments, yeah.
Fumi Taiwo, fantastic having you here, and I hope that
Thank
you're going to
you.
be at the expo so that everybody can also find you. Because you have fans right now. Everybody who's got Lush Hair on, Fumi Taiwo is the person to look out for when you are at the expo in Asaba on the 15th of
Dome Event Center.
Dome Event Center. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you too.
All right, now, so
You're
there's
welcome.
plenty happening inside of the kitchen. We can smell all that aroma already, and MM just can't keep it together. MM, what are we doing now?
I can't, Mazino. I can't. It seems like you've been spying on me. Yes, with me in the kitchen is Chef Blossom. I like to sing your name, yes. And this morning, we are making porridge beans with fried plantain. Actually, she is making it. Let's not say we. Yeah. All right, go ahead with the ingredients and where we're at right now.
Okay, so for the porridge, earlier I was going to say that we parboiled, because of our time, we parboiled our beans with some salt to give it some taste.
Okay.
So
can you like lift up the lid? So that
yes, we had it washed before parboiling, before cooking.
Okay.
Then we washed it again. You know, beans has this dark color it brings out.
Wait,
So
I don't get it. Like after you parboil,
yes, you
wash again.
Yes, you wash again.
Like making like
Yes.
how you the process for boiling rice.
Exactly.
Are you serious? I
Yes.
didn't do that. I used to do that though.
You wash again.
Okay.
My dad would always say that dark water makes beans make you have running stomach. That's what
Really?
causes it. Yes.
Are you sure?
That's what my dad says. I
I
don't know
guess
how.
we need to do a research. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so that's for the parboiling.
Okay.
Then for now, you know, I what's the word?
I steamed our meat, our turkey.
Yes, I steamed the turkey with some pepper, some seasoning cubes, and then okay, that was about it. And then pinch of salt. So I had the water go in here. In fact, it was in the same pot that I used. Then I just put in the beans with some hot water.
Okay.
You know, to cook the beans.
Okay.
Then
So does the
that's what we
water
have.
do hot water do anything for the beans? Does it like fast speeding up the process?
Yes,
Of the...
you don't want to have your beans cooked on cold. I don't know. It already has this what's the word? It's already heating up, right? So you don't want to put your cold water. It will drag.
Anyway, just go ahead. Anyway, so now that the beans is almost cooked, right? What's going in next?
So we allow it to boil very well. So once it gets boiled, we'll pour in our pepper mix. In here we have our pepper, onions, and crayfish. Okay. You don't want to make porridge beans without crayfish. Yes. So we pour that in. Then we'll allow, when it gets soft, like very soft, like properly cooked, then we'll add the vegetable oil. That's what.
Oh, you're adding vegetable oil to your beans?
Sorry, palm oil.
Oh, okay, palm oil. Okay.
Palm oil. That's the last thing you want to add.
Okay. So let's talk about what's going on over there.
So for this, we have our vegetable oil in the pan. Okay. We're allowing it to heat up. So we have our plantain. We'll just fry our plantain basically, and then the turkey. Okay. So that's it. Yes.
And that's it, right? Is there any special way you fry your plantains?
You allow your vegetable oil get hot, not too hot, so it doesn't get burnt. Okay. So once it's hot, you put in your plantain. Then leave for some, like, let's say, 2 minutes, and you just stir. Okay.
So I learned an interesting hack, right? On Wake Up Nigeria, that's one of the reasons you guys should always tune in every day. Yeah. And I was taught that to speed in the process for cooking your beans, you put onions in it.
Yes. You put onions. Yes. Onions and pepper. Oh, okay. Yes. So that's what I'm going to do once it gets boiled. But the water has to get boiled.
Okay, it has to be like very hot. All right, guys, with me in the kitchen this morning is Chef Blossom, and we are making porridge beans with fried plantains. And on your screen in a second are the ingredients, people. If you missed out on that earlier on, right there are the ingredients. Quickly scribble them on your writing pad. Anyways, let us know, how do you like your beans? With agege bread, with pap, ogi, with gari? Let us know on all our social media platforms at TVC Connect. You can also tag Chef Blossom as well. Yeah, we have to go on a quick break now, people. It's the top of the hour. Pretty excited. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Okay. Listen, what could be better than waking up to beautiful faces and a handsome face and as well as great vibes on a breakfast show?
If you ask me, absolutely nothing comes close to the great time that we have here. Even while we're preparing the show for you, we also still have such a great time. Thank you very much for staying tuned into the second hour here. You are welcome.
Yes, what an excellent way to start the day. Now, we still have interesting activities lined up for the next 45 minutes.
Yes, and oh, by the way, Chef Blossom is also doing a fantastic job already. We are satisfied with all the fantastic aromas that we are smelling from. Chef Blossom, I'm your fan, girl. Woohoo!
Oh my gosh. You're looking so lovely.
Thank you.
We are trying to compliment you so that our portions will be larger.
Exactly. Yes, it's very, very
We've got our eyes on the plantain. You know how much plantain costs in the market?
I haven't tried. I haven't been to the market.
Bro, if you do, you won't go again. You just start fasting.
In any case, my name is Mazino Appeal.
And my name is Mary Bashua Alimi. Now remember, you can use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC across all social media platforms to be a part of the best breakfast show on Nigerian television.
And also remember that you can watch us live from everywhere that you might be. All you need to do is have the app on your phone or devices you can download from Google Play Store or on iOS.
Now, we also implore you to follow us. Besides, using the hashtag, also follow us now across all our social media handles. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. All the talk at TVC Connect for what's left of the show. I've had enough of this.
Why was he angry? Was he too
Maybe she took his phone or went through his phone.
No, you guys are not even paying attention.
No,
I think they've gotten to their destination. Oh yeah, you're not coming.
He's busy on his phone.
And then why is he on his phone?
Yeah,
that's rude.
Come on, no. Well, okay, so this brings another question. This brings a question actually. How much access should your partner have to your phones?
I think we'll keep talking about this topic till eternity.
Or here's another one. I have a rule with my wife.
Okay.
While we're in bed, nobody uses the phones. You cannot use your phone while we're in bed. That is our sacred place, and you're not supposed to have any interaction.
Babe, I'm not using my phone.
But I just think that it's rude to be in such an intimate space and then you're still interacting with the world. It doesn't even matter who. It's not a question of that you're interacting with another person who might be of the opposite sex. It's just plain rude.
I have a
Okay, so you know people read before going to bed. Before. I don't know how many people do it. Me, I still do.
Well, yeah.
But you know, for some people, it's like reading for them. Like, especially when you're struggling to sleep and all, they just go online till they doze.
I will absolutely understand that. My wife reads every morning, the Bible, every morning on her phone. So that's acceptable. In fact, sometimes in the evening as well. But if it's interaction on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram and all that one, I don't like it. I wouldn't do it. In fact, times when I've done it, I've been very, very sorry for the act. I just don't like it.
Well, I am of that opinion that once it's 8 p.m., 9 p.m., you know, put your phone somewhere. I put it on silent mode, not talking to anybody, not replying messages, nothing. So if you have anything, if you're trying to reach me, if you have anything that you want to say to me that's important, then you should value my time.
If you send me message 1 a.m., if I'm awake, I'll respond.
If
I'm awake, I will respond.
No,
like, that's the way I am with my phone. Like, I feel like you should be accessible, but you should know the people you're accessible to.
You know, something...
That's it for me.
Oh, yeah. So we have to go on a break now.
The way you went, you know what? We have to go on a break now. Don't worry. We'll continue this conversation. You can also continue it with us on social media, okay? Let's take this break. We'll be right back.
You're still on to Wake Up Nigeria, people. Now it's time for our nutrition segment. And with me is Deborah Ayodeji. She's a clinical dietitian who has worked with a plethora of clients over the years to adopt a healthier eating habits and improve their health conditions as well. And this morning we will be talking about tips on healthy eating in the workplace. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
How are you doing?
Hi.
Like how you're so calm. Anyways, so let's get right into it. A lot of people have grown fat by just sitting down in their workspace.
Yeah.
And you, hey, please come, can you get me go to Yabola, buy rice, plantain, beans, egg, meat, fish.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm describing myself. Yes, thank you very much. I'll just sit down there and we eat. In the next 5 minutes, we are hungry again. What should I eat? Amala. You go and buy. Yes. So tell us on how to cut down on some of these excessive eating in the workplace.
Okay, I mean, yeah, workplace. I want to start with, like, workplace wellness is something that we need to talk more about because, yeah, we've seen that 25% of people spend their day in the office or at home if it's a remote work. Okay. And, yeah, these unhealthy habits, physical inactivity are what, you know, contributes mostly to why these habits have developed over the years. So, for example, you talked about excessive eating. When you're in the office, you go out, you want to buy different things. But one thing I say is that to be healthy is actually to be intentional. So if you look more about how you feel during the day, for example, if you look at total daily calorie intake for the day, each individual is different depending on the type of work you do. For example, if it's a manual work, you know, you require more calories, yes. Yeah. Then for those that are doing more of office work, you know that you need to increase your activity, like your physical activity.
If you're going to be having a lot of
calorie intake, yes. So that's the aim. But what I usually encourage is meal prepping. So
that's from home?
From home, yes, okay. Yes. So it's best to actually prep your meals, at least even if it's 2 or 3 days ahead, or some do a week, but we know in Nigeria now, light, electricity, there are a lot of issues with that. So if you can do it like maybe 2 or 3 days, or even the night before, it goes as simple as that. No hard work. Hard work is, you know, everything goes with hard work. You have to put in effort. So, for example, and if you have it in mind that, you know, I want to have the right balance of nutrients at every plate, and that is the key. Typically, our Nigerian meals are always excessive carbs, you know, just like you talked about, you buy rice, you want to buy like maybe 500 naira rice or whatever.
Well, I think 500 naira rice.
It's much, yeah. Some people, I've actually witnessed some people do that. So, so we tend to focus more on the carbs and less on even what we can get out of the meals we're eating, like how to nourish our bodies better.
Okay, so, you know what, talk us through, let's be more practical now. Yes. So I wake up in the morning as early as 4:30, okay. Yeah? And I really do not have little time, little or no time to even prep anything. Yeah. What would you suggest that I do between 4:30 and 5 a.m.?
Okay, depending on the kind of, there are some people that don't like to eat breakfast so early. So it depends on the kind of individual you are. But if you notice that you like to eat very early before you go to work, so I would focus more on having like little carbs, more protein, which would keep you full. Because what people don't actually know is that protein diets actually keep you full for longer and reduces that hunger and all these excessive cravings even through the day.
Yeah, but then if you look at some experts would say that we don't have so many proteins.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so there's fish. You can't like have like, oh, I want to eat fish just like that, you know. There's not, a lot of people think that beans is protein, but it's actually not protein.
Yes.
Yes, so please suggest protein diets that are, you know, very accessible.
Fiber, okay. So, yeah, you talked about fish. They actually have a lot of animal protein sources. We have our fish, we have our meats, like your chicken, your turkey, your even sardines are omega-3 fatty acids. They are also good sources, even if you're having like a toast with sardines in the morning. It's another option. Then you have your nuts, those are plant-based sources. But yeah, it's good to have a blend of the two. Because animal protein provides you with complete, and then plant protein, has the other essential nutrients that you need. So it's good to pair it with the two. So even if you're having beans, have it with like your fish or your turkey, just like she was preparing. I saw some animal protein sources there. So it's a good balance. So the key thing to focus on is a balance, like having a balance of your carbs, your protein, your fats. Yeah, so if you're having, for example, we use fit size. So if, for example, like this is a quarter of your plate of carbs, then a quarter should also be your protein. Then you fill your plates with half of it should be your fruits and vegetables. Yeah, so we have a lot of vegetables, 4 different vegetables in Nigeria. Then, you know, your beans, even other bean sources. We have breadfruits, Igbos take breadfruits,
banana bread,
cowpea, then, of course, maybe cereals too. Those that are more cereal-based. You can do whole wheat cereals, which provide you with fiber. Because another thing is fiber, which also helps you, keeping you full during the day, protein and fiber and all. So you can look at having more of that. If you have, in the morning, you can do maybe a salad, and do salad and protein, maybe salad and your fish, salad and chicken.
What about smoothies? What are your thoughts on smoothies? Okay,
smoothies. Yeah, smoothies are good if they are homemade, because a lot of these smoothies outside, they are actually, they incorporate a lot of excessive sugar and all that. So those are our concerns. But if your smoothies are homemade, you can control what you put in. So at least 2 to 3 fruits are okay in a smoothie. You can look at other things like your tiger nut smoothie, coconut, some other thing. Even herbal teas now are becoming more popular because of the antioxidants and all in it. Then also infused water, infused fruit water. We call it infused water. Basically infusing fruits inside water. You can take it through the day. It can keep you hydrated through the day. Then
yeah. So now let's quickly move on to your work routine during the day. What would you? So now we've moved over from the morning routine. What about the afternoon? Your afternoon routine. What would you advise?
Lunch meals are very, very important because we encourage, at least workers should take lunch breaks, because when
lunch breaks to walk around.
Yes, lunch breaks in terms of eating healthy, your meals, and then of course walking around, getting the exercise and all. So what you actually eat during your lunch also matters. It can also affect you, because it can increase your productivity and also reduce rates of chronic diseases and all over time.
All right. Thank you so much, Deborah. This has been quite an insightful conversation. And if you need more questions for Deborah, where can they find you on?
I'm on Instagram at Dietitian Pearl.
At Dietitian Pearl. Thank you so much.
The final segment here, guys. We have a very interesting discussion ahead of us with Jerry Mudiaga, whom you've just seen on that clip. He's an actor who has starred in several films. His career as an actor kicked off in 2010. I think it was Africa Magic, telenovela, Tinsel. Everybody starts off in Tinsel. Mudiaga, you are welcome. Good to have you here, man.
Great to have you on the show. Thank you. So I'll be the first to say that your looks have evolved. Like, I was talking about it when you first came in, like, the Jerry Mudiaga of, like, 8-10 years ago is a lot different from the Jerry Mudiaga today. So when people see you, they are probably trying to, like, link, and they're like, I know this face, I know this face. And then they're like, it's you. What happened? Did you do, like most people do now, surgery? Plastic surgery?
No. I think I just got older, added weight, grew the beard. And I think I tend to change my haircuts. It might look different when you see me on TV, and so maybe next time you might see me and might not have the beard again. You might be like, okay, this face looks familiar, but I can't place it.
Well, you know you're the master of disguise.
I wish I was.
No. You are. Like, I'm sure you go to places where people, till you leave, they're like, I know that face, but it looks different. It looks so much like this person.
Yeah, once in a while I get that stare. Like, I think I know you stare, and I'm just probably smiling back or looking away to avoid awkwardness. Yeah,
wow.
So it happens.
Wow. For those who probably watched earlier, when we showed a much older clip of a movie is done, you'll be able to identify what I'm talking about. In deference to what you just watched, you see that, is it the same guy? Is it the same person? No. Now what?
In any case, Jerry, first off, for somebody who started way back in 2010, the show itself has evolved. You've also evolved, and people, your fans, must have also evolved along with you as you invented different characters in different movies. My question to you is, how do you attend to people who are your fans? How do they see you through this evolution, and what is your interaction with people who are your fans?
Okay, for me, the experience I've had basically is people knowing me for different things or different roles. You know, so when I meet people, they call names that I can't even recall immediately. I'm like, okay. You know, someone called me up and was like, I just finished watching you on my way to the UK. I was like, okay, what did you watch? And she couldn't remember the name, but described, and I was like, I can't remember.
Because you've acted so many roles.
So I said I can't remember. But we kept going on, and I was like, okay, I think I know the movie, but is it out? I didn't even know it was out, you know? So yeah, people do that. Then sometimes I meet people at occasions that walk up to me, and we start to talk, and they're talking about something that I did a while ago, you know, ask me questions, and I can't even remember a lot of things about that project, you know? So it's almost like I'm in the dark at that moment, but I try to recall.
Which is a very interesting thing. I don't know what that does to you mentally, because I've had instances where people would say, oh, you're the guy from radio, or oh, you're the guy from that other show, oh, you're the... And it does a number of me, because I have to first of all recondition.
Yes.
You know,
your mind to that
exactly,
person that you are.
to the personality that they're trying to interact with. So does that happen to you as well?
Yeah, it does. Honestly, it does, because I even get questions on. Okay, there's a series I did that was really nice, and up until now, people still talk about it because it moved from one platform to another platform. Okay. So when you think, okay, they're done with this, another platform has it on, and it's like fresh to people again, and they bring it back, and they're like, okay, so what happens to them? We're like, okay, I know what happens, but I can't tell you everything because I'm going to like spoon feed you and probably spoil the whole show. So just enjoy. And they're like, no, I don't know. Did you die? Did he? You know, stuff like that. And it's all fun. It's just part of it. So we just embrace it.
That actually brings me to something regarding the fact that you're struggling so much to, you know, the struggle to try and remember which particular
refracture.
Of all the roles you've ever played, which one stands out? Which one is it that every time you think about it, maybe it was too tasking, or it was a struggle for you, or you were going through stuff at that point? Which one stands out?
Okay, so they all have different aspects. Struggling with too tasking, most I hold on to dear to my heart. So let me start with the ones I hold most dear to my heart. One will be my personal project, because I just produced my first movie.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I just got the second cut this morning, so I'm yet to go through it.
What's it called? Or
Legacy.
Legacy.
Oh, no, it's
What's Legacy about?
Okay, so it's basically...
You're not spoon-feeding us, don't worry.
Okay.
We're not asking if you died in it. What's it about?
It's basically about a man that leaves an inheritance for someone that isn't his child. Like over 70% of his inheritance to a total stranger. So the family's like, why? Was he in his right state of mind? You know, and all that, things that happened with the lawyer, contesting and all that. Wow. You know, but at the end of the day, it turned out to be that the idea...
It
sounds interesting.
I'm just warning you.
Okay.
I'm just warning you. I like spoilers, but
yeah, we like spoilers, but you don't want
this is one movie I want to watch.
Okay.
I really don't want you to go and spoon feed and then it becomes a big deal. Like, we already know the end of the story.
Okay. So for you, I wasn't even going to get to the middle of it. Yeah. But anyway, it was crazy. It was draining, mentally draining, because I acted and I was producing at the same time. And that was my first as an EP, but I was still trying to, learn the ropes of being a producer while on set. So a lot of things were going through me, like I need to know what's happening, and I was trying to get my lines, and I was trying to make sure, okay, this is happening, so it was really draining from the financing of the project up until the very end. In fact, when we wrapped, I was still getting calls from owners of locations for things that were destroyed, I had to pay for, and all that process. So I was like, no, this is too much. I lost weight, I broke out, everything happened to me all at once. So
that's the part we don't get to see or hear.
No, you don't get to see or hear. Yeah, so it's really dear to me. Like it's my first, and it's obviously not going to be my last.
Obviously.
So when can we see it, and where can we see it?
I'm hoping in a month from now, because I don't know where I'm going to put it out first. It might go to the cinemas, depending on distribution agreement we have when that time comes. But I know it's going to be everywhere, because I'm not just going to sell it off to one platform. I'm going to put it on different platforms as time goes on. Yes, because I need to make back that money and make it good, so I can go back and say, okay, let's do something better than we did the first time.
I noticed many actors are becoming producers.
Yeah.
I noticed that. Is there a reason for that besides the money?
Is there much money?
Is it so you can have control of what goes on?
For me, I think it's first of all the passion, the love for the art. When you are in love with what you do as a person, you just want to keep doing more. When I watch a beautiful performance on screen, it connects to me. If it's emotional, I break down. If the performance is so good, I want to this is something I would love to do, So it's first of the passion, then the money, which is very important, So when you're in front of the cameras, you have all the glory, the glam, and everything, but you're not really making that much money.
No, you're not.
You're not. But when you're behind the cameras, nobody sees you, but you're the one that is in charge. You're the one that knows what is coming out of this. You're the one that pushes it all the way. You know where it goes to, the profits, everything. So, yeah, most of us are literally going behind the cameras, and that has not just started today. It's been for a long time.
You know what? While we continue this conversation with him, let's take a look at something that Jerry has done, something that will make us probably go, I want to be an actor tomorrow. Oh, Jerry, Mudiaga. Oh.
Mudiaga.
All right, welcome to the kitchen, Jerry. It's good to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Yes, this is Chef Blossom, and this morning she's made porridge beans with fried plantains and turkey.
Wow.
So we'd like you to dig in. Let us know what you think.
Okay, so this is actually one of my favorites.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, beans and plantain.
What a coincidence. Please enjoy.
Let me do this.
Beans and plantain. every man's chef go-to.
Really?
Yes, now almost every man knows how to cook beans. They know how to cook beans and noodles.
You're very right.
Almost every man knows how to cook beans and noodles.
So what do you think?
I think I cook beans better than a lot of
any other meal.
No, lots of ladies. I didn't say meal.
Oh, okay.
So this is really nice.
Thank you.
I like the beans.
Okay.
Yeah, it tastes really good. Not every beans is you can't eat every beans on its own. You want to have something beside it. Yeah, but this tastes better even on its own. So it's really nice. And obviously the plantain was fried well.
Yeah. Well done, Blossom.
We did not know chef is part of your designation.
And of course, we have Mazino, who's still on the couch. Mazinos?
Yes, thank you very much, MM. I do not know if I've gotten enough accolades for my green suit this morning.
Which you wore because you could see green on my dress.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I was outstaging you guys. Can I have one more compliment, MM? Just one?
Have an amazing day.
Enjoy your day. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to join us again tomorrow from 7 a.m. We'll be right here.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.